Hit you with another one of them old phenomenal shits.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Undrlvld. My name is Chris. I appreciate you all being here and for the continued support. Just want to thank everyone who participated once again in our third giveaway. That giveaway being for Warhammer Chaos Bane as well as Control. The winner has been picked, the Steam keys sent out, and now we keep our eyes on the 500 subscriber goal. We're about 70 subscribers away, so feel free to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Share the video and the channel to all of your friends and family, and yeah, let's get ourselves up to 500. I think I have some interesting games to give away for that one. Some popular ones, I think, considering how the second giveaway went, if that's a hint for anyone. With that being said, as I mentioned before, the Skyraiders videos, Warlock Patron videos is all coming back this week, and as you can tell by what's on the screen right now, we're starting off, well, I'm recording first, the Skyraiders video. Now, as I mentioned before, we did a bunch of videos on Skyraiders of Abarax before, and I said I was going to start, I got the go-ahead from Tracy and Laura Hickman to go over the emails, the newsletters that they send out. If you check the description down below, you'll find a link to their website where you can sign up for their newsletters, because they're going to be sending out more updates like this, giving you more in-depth information on the mechanics and lore of Abarax, as well as I believe they're planning on ways for us to kind of follow along with the development. So just loads of information is going to be coming in the newsletter, so I highly encourage all of you to check it out. Now with these, this is a little bit different. The other videos that I did, I was kind of nitpicking information from places, putting it all together and presenting it to all of you. They're providing us with all the information, so this is going to be a little bit more of a read along, and if you guys would like more of like a summarization of these, feel free to leave me a comment down below letting me know, and I'll accommodate that. I'll, kind of summarize it instead of reading it word for word, but I know a lot of people, they kind of throw on a video, listen to it in the background. So yeah, I just wanted to, go over this with everyone. So the first email, as you can see, it kind of has like a bunch of different, like an interview, a bunch of stuff in it. I'm primarily focusing on with these letters, or these newsletters, I should say, is the like game mechanics, like stuff that we're going to be using while we're playing the game. That's pretty much predominantly what I'm going to be covering. So we're starting off with the Ancestral Classifications. Now, this is going to be replacing race, because, I mean, you got your race, and, Tracy and Laura Hickman, they think it's a little boring, and I don't blame them. There's things that could be done, and this is their answer to that. As you can see in the chart, it's a little divided. You got sentience, and then, what was this again? Determinants. Force, magical. You got Shepin, Dragonborn, Tiefling, Halflings. I wonder if it's smaller because maybe they're a little bit more rare or something. Thayan, High Fae, Merfolk, Pixie, Dryads. I think the High Fae would be like elves and whatnot. At least from what I could tell in their Dragonhearth streams, which you can also find a link to Tracy Hickman's YouTube channel down below, where they're actually playtesting Skyraiders on that YouTube channel. So I'd encourage you, if you're interested in Skyraiders, go subscribe to that YouTube channel and follow along. Athean, Dragon, Griffins. Okay, so this is like, your flying creatures, Bestian, horses, Krakens, fish, cattle. I don't think any of these are going to be playable. I mean, unless they want us to play as like a fish or something. Dexian, humans, dwarves, ogres. Ogres, which will be playable in this setting. I'm very excited. I'm probably going to play as an ogre. Or if I'm DMing, I'm going to make an ogre NPC. I'm going to play an ogre one way or another, because that just sounds like a lot of fun. But you can see, sentience, force. I mean, you can kind of see how it's divided, but down below they break it down. This is just the visual here. I don't know if you want to pause it and, you know, check it out for yourself. In one capacity or another, all of these are going to be in the setting. The classical organization of life on the world of Undrlvld, which is the world Abarax is in. Note that this list of creature types are only representative and in no way meant to be a complete list of ancestries in any given type. Now, the background of this is Undrlvld Beaugranis, which is the one who created the Ancestral Classification. He was an explorer and chronicler of the ancient world. Legend places him as coming from the region of Hevestia, you know me, English is hard, along the Maelstrom coast during the Age of Light, which I'm sure we'll find out. You have to remember, a lot of this stuff's going to be vague information, new setting, new world. The book's going to have all the information that we need, but I'm going to, you know, let everyone know what the Age of Light is when I find out what it is. He was a story traveler and obsessive organizer of knowledge. Many of his tales were later questioned on his return home. Still, his categorization of beings from different ancestries was a taxonomy he championed to his last breath, so I guess he's dead. He successfully pushed into the common lexicon on Undrlvld. This has become the basis of organizing living entities down through the ages ever since. There are 4 major classifications of life in the world based on the binary paired axis, force, magic, and sentience, and determinants. English again. The first axis deals with the primary means by which the ancestry deals with and influences the experiential world. The second axis deals with whether the ancestry demonstrates sentience, will of choice, or self-determination, or determinant, subject to fate, unburdened by choice. Dexian, for sentience, beings who are self-determining and who use physical tools as their primary power of affecting the world around them. Examples include human dwarves, gnomes, and ogres. Phaean, magic sentience, beings who are self-determining and who use magic as their primary power to affect the world. A subgroup of Phaean are the... Oh, okay. Shapen. Okay, that's where the tieflings and everything comes into place. These are creatures who are magically changed in the past and include dragonborn, halfling, and tiefling. So I don't know a lot of D&D lore in general. But I think it's interesting that they're saying that they were magically changed in the past. I believe I heard from someone that in past editions, dragonborn, like, they weren't like a race you could just play. Like, you had to be turned into a dragonborn. So, but in 5e at least, just because, you know, I started off with 5e, I didn't hear anything about that. So yeah, it's good to see. Bestian, force, determinants. Okay, see, they were missing, I think they were missing this N. See, there you go. Beings who are not burdened with self-determination and affect the world through the power of physical force. Examples include cattle, tigers, horses, or dogs, doges, as some would say, often referred to as animals or plants, depending on their nature. Athean magic determinants. Beings who are not burdened with self-determination and affect the world through the power of magic. Examples include dragons, griffins, pegasi, often referred to as creatures regardless of their animal or vegetable origins. So there you go. That's breaking this, all of this right here is breaking down this chart. Some people are visual learners, you know, some people need to you know, hear it or read it in this case. Dragonborn, tiefling, and halfling. he encountered clearly originated outside of the Beaugranis sticked system, but their origins, shrouded in their own mythologies, led him to classify them as an adjunct to Phaean, which he termed the Shapen. He never fully understood their origins himself, and many contemporary scholars believe Beaugranis simply made up the term as... Okay, so he kind of just made it up. So I think the difference, though, is, at least from what I'm understanding this, the Phaean are, like, naturally magical beings. That they got magic in their blood, whereas, at least here, Dragonborn, Tiefling, Halflings, were influenced by magic. I mean, they're magic in themselves now, but they were kind of turned into what they are. At least that's kind of what I'm getting from reading this. Beaugranis also realized that the blurring of ancestries was common, and in fact, desirable across the world. He named this twinning as in twine, the merging of ancestral strands into a stronger cord of ancestry in the world. Note, because player characters are only of sentient ancestry, the ancestry of player characters, in the broadest term, will therefore be either Dextian, Phaean, or Shapen descent. So, now we got a lot more classification on the ancestry feature that's going to be in this game. You know, there's going to be like the physical ancestry, cultural ancestry. Like, there's like a lot that they're doing, and you know, each of these emails is going to break down another piece. Like, they're giving us slices that are eventually going to form the pie of knowledge of Skyraiders of Abarax. So I hope people found this interesting. Again, if you would rather have a summarization of this, let me know, because I could probably, you know, cut this down in half if I do it that way. But if you're fine with just the read along, that's cool too. I don't mind doing that. I want to present this in a way that, you know, many of you will like and appreciate. So in the next video, we're going to go over dispatch number 2. So that's going to be coming out next week. So I thank you all for watching this video. If you're as excited for Skyraiders as I am, feel free to like this video and comment down below. Let's talk about this. I think it's weird that I don't see a lot of people talking about this, especially since, you know, these are some of the minds behind like Ravenloft, Dragonlance. I mean, these are big players in Dungeons and Dragons. Like, this book, everything that they're doing with Skyraiders, I think is going to heavily influence homebrew moving forward for Dungeons and Dragons. So, curious to see how this all plays out. I'm excited to give you guys more information. And I'll continue to be checking out those Dragonhearth streams. If I see anything interesting, I'll be sure to let you all know. With that being said, I appreciate you all being here. Have yourselves a good day, and I'll catch you in the next one.